Hello and welcome. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy, and this is Face Off number 10. This is part of the Face Off playlist. We have not done one for a while, so those that are new, that playlist and another video from it will pop up on screen in the last 20 seconds of this video. So for this one, we will be taking a look at Copenhagen Snuff versus Levi Garrett Signature Snuff. I sourced these locally. They were paid for by channel donations to the channel. That's the funds that I use to get this. If you'd like to make a one-time donation to the channel, small, there is a PayPal link in the description. It's sort of important with videos like this because they have very limited monetization possibilities. That, and they are somewhat, especially for this particular one, they are more expensive for the product. This one in Pennsylvania is probably running around $12 and change. So, as I said, we are going to be taking a look at both of these. These face-offs, although there is competition, it's more me trying to show the differences between the products. I don't declare a winner at the end. I declare usually a personal preference, but I try to highlight the highs and pros rather and cons of both products. So these two, this has been around for a very long time. This is fairly new. So we're going to take it over the desk. We're going to take a closer look at both of the packaging. We're going to sort of go over that quickly. There are other videos already on both of these products that do it in a little more detail. And then we will open it up and look at the differences close up of the product inside the two cans themselves. Back in a moment. Okay, and here we are. So you have two standard size dip cans. The big difference between the two is that the Copenhagen product is in fiberboard and the Levi Garrett is in a standard plastic can. So those are the lids. Personal preference on the lid. If it wasn't for this warning label, I'm going to have to go with the Levi Garrett. The black warning label just works better with the Levi Garrett product. Whereas this, it's all silver and then you have that. That said, usually using a quarter, you can scratch off these without much scuffing if you're careful, and the whole lid is silver. All right, so this is American Snuff Company product. This is a U.S. Smokeless Tobacco Company product. So going around to the side, we have the barcode, and then you have the manufacturer's information. As I said, American Snuff Company. They are now headquartered out of Clarksville, Tennessee. Here's the thing, though. This is 90% U.S. tobacco and 10% imported. They have Philadelphia's abbreviation there because that's where it all started. It actually started a little west of Wilmington, Delaware, but pretty early on they moved to 2nd Street in Philly. And then the Clarksville abbreviation. That is their website. There's not much to it because they only have two products, but, and then denoting that it is a standard 1.2 ounce can. Now the Copenhagen product. Okay, so you have their seemingly endless Cope rewards codes thing going on with a very thin warning label, and then you have their 21 plus write up for using the codes. Not that I blame U.S. Smokeless for this. This is the goofball loops that they have to jump through for basically any move they make. Barcode, and then you have their manufacturer's information. It is 100% American tobacco. All right. On the back, as I said, this one is fiberboard. Sell by September 15th, 2024. All right. Very clear as to what is going on with that. This one, not so much, because we have the American Snuff Company coding, which in this one is B4, so it's February 2024, which means this, of course, is a little bit out of date. That said, the nicotine in this and the moisture levels that it comes with, it is able to compensate. How do I know this? Because this is a great improvement from what I've been using myself for the last 2 or 3 months, because forever they were stocking on shelves in Pennsylvania, in the southeast, but Philadelphia market area, with cans from its introduction date, which was in 2023. So I'm not worried about that, but I know how to read the codes. It's not overly clear. There's plausible deniability for this for any salespeople in a shop. Oh, we didn't know, whereas they can't do it with the Copenhagen product. So I'll point to the Copenhagen product for that. You will notice the banding on the Copenhagen product is a little up. This, I find, is pretty commonplace. It's sort of the standard, I'd even say. Keep in mind that the snuff lids, or any lid that has fiberboard from U.S. Smokeless Tobacco Company, they're lift-off lids. There's no snap down. All right? They're lift-off lids. So really, to secure the product properly, they need to make sure this banding is up high as they can possibly get on the product. Do they do it every time? Have you gotten cans where it's down? I'm sure somebody has. I'm sure. But in general, over the years, I have noticed that these bands sit higher up. So with that, we will open this. This is something I do not like. Sticking my thumbnail under this. And wow, it's really bending today. And this highlights something else I've noticed. Let me see if I can get it started at least. I have noticed that the banding on some of the Copenhagen products is more rubbery than the paper that you're used to. Not a lot. It's still got that sort of paper tear, but it's not as much as it used to be. I just don't like the lift-off lids. You're sort of shoving your thumbnail underneath the metal there. I just find it mentally, at least, uncomfortable. And then we will open this up, which is a very rubbery, but they have it stretched tight. And now both of them are up. And we will open up the Copenhagen. I could feel from the turn-off there that they have the fiberboard pretty well waxed. And that is what you're looking at. In person, comes off slightly more on the brown side, I would say. It is proper moisture level. It's holding the fingerprint there. All is well. And then we will open this guy up. And again, you will notice that there is longer pieces in the Levi Garrett product. All right. It's nothing wrong with this particular can. That is how it is. The Copenhagen product is what I consider a actual snuff cut. The Levi Garrett product is sort of a snuff cut with a fine cut laid in with it. That said, the Levi Garrett product, as far as pinching goes, is a little bit easier to deal with. So that's what you're looking at. Levi Garrett is good moisture level wise. It is holding the fingerprint as well. So let's get some out. We'll use tweezers so I don't obscure the view here. And it's maybe not going to work with tweezers now that I'm thinking about it. So we're going to use that. I'm going to wipe the tweezers off so we don't get any of that there cross-contamination. And then we'll spread some of this out over here. And that's basically it with the tweezers. We'll put the lids back on. We will put the lids back on. Wow, that can is really... Okay. I'm not complaining. And this is what I'm talking about. When... See that little lip there? And the indent in the can? This just lifts on and off. Now, on this particular can, they've really gone to town with waxing. And it's actually pretty tight. Could be time of year, could be a number of things. But, so this is fine. I don't have an issue with this particular can, but it can get loose at times. So, let's put them over their respective piles, and let's bring down... You guys are like, wow, this is a high-class operation. We will wipe this off again, which I am actually using the paper towel, and this is why I use paper towels. For the person that's going to pop up and be like, get paper placemats. We are going to try to get some more light on here. Okay, now at this point, you want to be looking at these longer bits. There's one right here. You're under great magnification, but this stuff is what I would consider fine cut. There is snuff cut in it, but there's a fine cut sort of 50-50 mixed. And as I move this around, you should be able to see longer pieces. Whereas over here, the Copenhagen product, you're not really seeing any of that. It's all very short. All right. Now we're going to see about moisture levels. There's with the Copenhagen. And this is why I'm saying the Levi Garrett is okay past due dates for now. Partly because I don't have any other... It has to be okay. Out of these two right now, the Copenhagen product has more moisture. If the Levi Garrett was very close date, I'm guessing it probably would have more moisture of the two. Right now, this is coming off over here as more to me to feel. But again, the Levi Garrett is not... It's still usable, and I don't see any other way besides us buying it to get it moving. I think there was some sort of distribution goof up on American Snuff Company's part, which doesn't surprise me at all. And this is what we're left with. But you know what? In their defense, U.S. Smokeless has seemingly completely dropped the ball with Copenhagen Reserve as of late. So, all right, so we're going to take it back up top, and I will tell you what I think. Okay, so here we are. I am going to go with the Levi Garrett first. I have been using this product ever since Rex Doom got me absolutely addicted via suggestion. So I have him to blame for that. That said, This is Levi Garrett. I've been using it all work season. The nicotine is up there in it, and that is the reason why. So I back this stuff because it's really, really fine. Keep in mind, when I say, you know, they've got fine cut, the fine cut is fine cut, all right? It's just not like Copenhagen. It's not a true 100% snuff cut. Flavor release is quick. That is the selling point, one of the selling points for fine cuts and snuff cuts. Flavor release and nicotine release hit you a lot faster. Move that around the side. A little thrown off here by doing it. Normally I use this when I'm outside working. And by that point, I don't even care. It could be, I could be wearing the stuff. It doesn't really matter at that point. So basically with this, it is the standard natural flavor that runs pretty much through all American Snuff Company products. All right, that would be Grizzly Naturals. That would be Kodiak Naturals, even though there's only 2 left now. Cougar used to be a little different. Cougar was the American Snuff Company natural flavor with an extra dose of it laid in on top. So Cougar came off a little different. It was familiar, but it seemed like it was more pungent, I guess you would say. But if you're familiar with a Grizzly Natural, this tastes like that. Only the flavor is like immediate, and it seems like it's stronger off the bat. And the nicotine is there with this. Like, it's up there. I do not know. There's no way I can prove or disprove it. I do not know if Kodiak Wintergreen is the strongest dip on the market anymore since American Snuff Company came out with this. Spits, it doesn't spit clear. And there's a lot of products that spit clear for me. It doesn't spit clear. It lasts a long time, and I have very minimal irritation from this product. All right. So with that, I'm going to pause it, get this out, and we'll head over to the Copenhagen. Okay, we are back, and I am actually looking forward to this part of it because I have not had Copenhagen Snuff for quite a while. So I'm going to think, I'm guessing this is going to be harder to pinch. I will be using a third finger. Oh my God, this paper towel is like freaking. All right. Oh yeah, it's a lot harder to pinch. It's harder to deal with though. Man, I got this all over my hand. Sorry, desk. Like the desk is like getting hit. It's gotten past the paper towels. My floor's shot. Hopefully the shirt's okay. That would suck. Okay, so what you got here is the classic Copenhagen flavor, but fast on the release. Faster than the long cut. It's just because of the cut. The Copenhagen product is an actual, authentic, in my mind, snuff cut. There are other ones, but they're by the same company. Skull Original, which for some reason they feel the need to put fine cut on the can, is basically the wintergreen cut of this. This is more, the salty aspect is more in your face. That said, what I am noticing right now is that the Levi Garrett is saltier than I thought it would be in comparison with the Copenhagen. Through the years, I have found that Copenhagen Naturals are always a lot higher on the salt aspect than American Snuff Company. The only exception for U.S. Smokeless would be the classic Skull product. I don't know if American Snuff Company has done something and they've upped the salt. They don't actually use salt, but the saltiness. But it doesn't seem like there's a gap between the two that I thought there would be. In the mouth, they feel the same. The Levi Garrett product is a lot easier to deal with because of the fine cut that's mixed in there. I'm digging this though, flavor-wise. It's something I haven't had recently, as I said. So basically the breakdown between the two is this, and then I'll explain as to why I'm going to go with one. Packaging-wise, normally I'd go with the Levi Garrett with a snap-down lid because I'm not a big fan of the fiberboard. They do have a old-timey appeal. I admit that. I like it. It's just I don't like carrying them in my pocket because when I'm dipping snuff, I'm usually outside working and I'm very active. That said, in a situation like this, I'm okay. Completely okay with it. This one is the lid is very tight. They really wax the edge of the fiberboard. So this one is fine. I'm not worried about this one at all. Design on the front. I actually go with the Levi Garrett on that. All right. It's toss up on these two particular cans. It's toss up on the can material, but I go with the Levi Garrett, and this is why. It's got less embossing, and as you know, I am a fan of flat cans. The Levi Garrett letters are raised, and that's it. On the Copenhagen product, this is raised. The lines and the letters of satisfaction since 1822, this is raised. And obviously the rim. And because it's all silver, the warning label is just a little bit more omnipresent, whereas Levi Garrett has black rim, black lettering. Keep in mind, if I scratched this off and this was all silver, it would be more to my liking, and then it would probably pull evenly with the Levi Garrett product. Okay, so toss up on the cans. I'm going Levi Garrett with the design just because it suits my own personal taste. Ease of use. Again, Levi Garrett. Nicotine. Again, Levi Garrett. I'm having a hard time keeping this in my lip right now. But then it starts swinging over to Copenhagen. All right. The clear sell-by date is a big deal. In my mind, that is a big deal. There is no way anybody down the supply chain can be like, oh, well, we didn't know because it says 3746 B5. Like, there is none of that. Sell-by and a date. All right, that's a big deal. That may be like 2 points to the Copenhagen product for that. Keep in mind, when I say more nicotine with the Levi Garrett, that's not to say this doesn't have nicotine. It's not to say that it's not going to hit you quick, all right? It's strong stuff. It's just the Levi Garrett is like standout strong. So all in all, for my own personal use, Levi Garrett for me. I find that both products in my state tend to be priced about the same. They're in the same level. Right now, Copenhagen Snuff, though, I can get that within date. And I know because it has a sell-by date. And that means the distribution is not like the Levi Garrett. So another plus to the Copenhagen. It's long standing. Another plus to the Copenhagen. It's been around in production continually since 1822. All right. United States Smokeless has, for the Copenhagen line, 2 tiers within that line. The upper tier is anything in fiberboard. You're very unlikely, and if you do find something, you should probably call a number on the can. You're not going to find anomalies, discrepancy. You're not going to find that with the Copenhagen product. It's just not going to happen. Whereas the American Snuff, that is quite possible. I don't like to say it because I actually really like this product. But, so really what you have here in my mind is, I prefer the Levi Garrett. But it's sort of a toss-up on lid and cans, being that this Copenhagen can seems very, it's not going to be compromised. All right? The Levi Garrett has more nicotine and is easier to use. The Copenhagen product, you're going to find fresh, though, and you're going to be able to easily see if it's not. For some reason, it's not, which I highly doubt. You're going to know. All right? So that's a big thing in Copenhagen's favor. Personally, I like it. It's just one of those deals that's a little hard to deal with for me. I've been dipping a lot of stuff lately. A lot of them, a little harder to deal with. But I've actually gotten a little bit used to this. When I'm in work clothing, I'm a little more comfortable with it, like outdoor work clothing. This is hard to deal with even in the lip for me. Talking and whatnot. Mind you, when I'm outside with this, I'm not really talking, so that could be it too. All in all, both products are something that you should check out. This one, a lot of history. This one, they're claiming a lot of history, but it's not really quite. There's not a continuous line of this. So, but both of them are excellent. Both of them have enough nicotine for anyone. Levi Garrett is higher. It is also easier to deal with. If you're somebody that's not used to using snuff at all, you may want to go with this first and then this. All right? But really, there's nothing really terrible about either product. This has some issues at the moment. Hopefully they will be resolved with distribution. And getting them, because of that distribution, getting them in the proper date. Mind you, that date you saw on the back of this, February 2024, I bought this can 3 days ago. And I was happy about the February 24. Because up till then, everything had been in 23, L23. Anyway, this has been my face-off of Levi Garrett Signature Snuff and Copenhagen Snuff. And hopefully I have carried this face-off out in a way that I will not get any hate emails from Rex Doom. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy all day. I do hope you are well. As always, do take care of yourselves, and God bless.